Hi, I'm Likang. I'm from UC Davis. I'm very happy today to share our paper studying open source software sustainability using socio-technical networks and governance. Then what is open source sustainability? What is sustainable open source software? So the OSS sustainability is a broad and complex notion. In a loose definition, OSS sustainability is the ability of a project to self-govern itself, to sustain its activity and productivity over time. And there are many terms that are very similar to open source software sustainability. For example, OSS success, project survival, project vitality, development, sustainability, etc. To study this issue, we first look at the Apache Software Foundation. Basically, Apache Software Foundation aims to help OSS project to become self-sustaining with a self-sustainable community. It's good for us to study for the following reasons. All the projects are under same regulations and licensing, and they have publicly available commits data and email data for project development. And ASF also assign clear indication of project sustainability. Basically, we know which projects are sustainable and which are not. Then we have large enough data to study. We have around 200 plus. And we gather the data from all their mailing lists. So we know what they are discussing, when they are discussing, and who are the agents performing such discussions. Our hypothesis is that the sustainability depends on socio-technical context of the project. From that, we adopt the socio-technical formalism. Basically, we construct social networks and technical networks to model developers' action. So social network are created based on email communication, and technical network are created through their commits. So if two developers commit to the same file, they will have a link. And if one developer sends an email to another developer, they will have an edge between them. We also have institutional statements in OSS. Basically, the institutional statement is a special context in emails. For example, in OSS project, ISS pertaining to release, community events, volunteering, resource management, documentation, product management, graduation requirement, etc. So we believe the institutional statements especially are important to OSS sustainability and its governance. We built an automated institutional statement classifier, so we can automatically identify which sentences are related to governance, which are not. And our classifier were trained and tested on hand-coded examples plus known ISS from ASF manuals. And we use bird-based sequential sentence classification to do this classification. And our result achieved 0.96 accuracy and 0.67 for F1 score. Here we gave some examples of institutional statements. This is the original email contact. And on the right, we have the institutional statement. For example, I would like to encourage everyone to try it out, to report back any issues so we can get a solid release of 1.8.0. A second institutional statement is when reporting issues, a test case, or even a fix is highly appreciated. And then moving toward RC, I tend to like small bug fix only, so on and so forth. To better understand what they say in governance discussion, we adopt a topics clustering, and we identify 12 different topics for in the institutional statement, and they are progress report, collective decision, project release, community, report review, mailing list issues, documentation, software testing, licensing policy, routine work, mentorship, and software distribution. And we will see how these different topics differ to each other in the following slide. So we identify some trend in the topics, and we found graduated projects tend to have much more discussion on project release, indicating higher technical contribution in sustainable projects. And here on the right, the sustainable projects are in blue dots, and unsustainable projects are in red dot. Retire projects, which are unsustainable projects, tend to have more discussion about mentors, suggesting that retire projects need more help from their mentors. Then we show there are some periodical discussion that is the project review. In terms of the association between socio-technical and institutional statements, we perform a causal analysis using Granger causality. And we found there are no inputs from institutional statements into the social network variables, even though there are some IS inputs in all technical network variables. And we found retire projects, which are unsustainable projects, exhibit less bidirectionality between social technical variable and institutional variables. Among all the unsustainable projects, there are causal inputs into contributor institutional statements from both the social and technical variables. Well, this is not the case for the sustainable projects. So that's all I want to share for today. Thank you very much.